But I want to say something before I pause as we get going, because there's a famous astrologer, Andre Barbeau, who is French. He's gone now, but he predicted World War II as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. And he said the Saturn-Neptune conjunction of 2026 is the most benefic configuration of the century, and its interplanetary partnership will work for the best in a splendid relaunch of civilization. Human beings may be surpassing themselves and experiencing life on a higher level. So I just want to put that out there as well as we go to
Incredible.
face this transit.
Incredible. Yeah, it feels very potent in part because the energies of Saturn and Neptune are so different, and this is such a big cycle, and it's so rare for it to be at this particular degree of the zodiac. Um, and so it brings, would you say, like a kind of reckoning?
Absolutely. A karmic reckoning for sure is coming to the whole collective, and specifically places that have zero Aries, and people have planets or placements near zero Aries.
We're coming out of the age of Pisces. Before that, we came out of the age of Aries. And before that, we were in the age of Taurus. Now, the last time that Saturn and Neptune met at zero Aries was at the beginning of the age of Taurus. So 90 degrees away from the age we're going into now, 3 ages away. And these are fixed signs, and fixed signs tend to they've got similar energy in the ages. That was the age of Taurus, was the age of the bull, which is said to be the symbol for the age of Taurus. There was a lot of bull worship. There was a lot of ram worship in Aries, and then we've had the fishes of men, Pisces. Now Aquarius is going to be very different. So, but it's even bigger than that.
As you mentioned, with all these things coming at us, it can take our energy. And so I sort of see us as batteries. And, you lose a little here, a little there. And then pretty soon you're like, why am I so tired? Like, well, you left a little there, a little there, a little there, and I did hospice nursing for a couple of years, and that same thing is true with people at the end of their life. How do you want to spend your energy today? And certainly most of us aren't in that position, and we're so lucky that we have a long full life ahead of us. But that idea of how do you want to spend your energy is huge. And if we think of it a little more preciously,
Yeah.
like it just brings more value to it, and then I think we make better choices on that.
And so, yeah, to behold the beauty of the geometry, the fact that it is sacred geometry, that there is teaching even in the triangle itself. For me, like, there is something to go to in that. Like, what does it mean, 3, not 2? What is that third energy, and why Saturn and Neptune as that third energy? And so if we look at what these planets mean, so it's the outermost planets. They represent things that are generational, and they represent also a frequency that is higher than the human frequency. So there is an elevation that happens through these outer planets, right?
Yeah.
And so Uranus elevates mind to consciousness. It's higher intelligence. It's the higher mind. Neptune elevates love to higher love. And Pluto elevates power to higher power. And so right now we have higher consciousness, higher mind, working in a team with higher love, working in a team with higher power. And the three of these energies are really like pushing us further, like through the birth canal of a new possibility for humanity.
The thing that I know about Aries in that first degree is that it has a lot of intensity, and it has a lot of directness, and it is what I call what gets me out of bed in the morning, right? It has zoom, right? And what my work focuses on is I create spaces, I help people create environments in which their zoom is protected. And by protected, I mean grounded, centered, allowed to have the fierceness that it has without throwing us off balance or shooting off in many directions. I call it in my work when I'm working with clients and when I'm giving classes, I call it life force energy, right? When I'm talking about creativity, I'm not talking about like hobbies, and whatever I'm talking about what is vital life force for you.
And I think that once we move into this place where, Neptune being in Aries, it's like the wool's off our eyes. We're not in that 29th degree of Pisces escapism any longer. We're going to feel how good it feels to actually deal with some of the problems that we've been trudging through and haven't had the energy to deal with, haven't had the awareness to deal with, haven't had the clarity to deal with. It's going to feel so good. It's going to feel so amazing. It's not easy. Still at that, it's not easy to confront your own personal anything, any of your judgments, racism, bigotry, any of that. It's not comfortable to confront those things. And I think a lot of us have been working towards that, and there's still a lot of work to do. Humility is going to be a huge thing for our Saturn return babies. And then also on the collective front, humility, like I've made a mistake. And I've chosen to see a falsehood instead of a truth. And it's time to make good on that for the good of, Pluto and Aquarius, the collective. We have to.
If I want to see the world as safe and healing, and that humanity is safe and friendly, I have to believe it from a place that my emotions will support that. So that's the work. So any frequency that we can allow ourselves to resonate with, that will bring us up a little higher notch each time we're on the road.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit of the unknown, but look where Venus is. And I do use equal sign houses, but Venus is at the IC, giving us that stability and that love to move forward. So hold Venus in your heart and in your thoughts. Venus is making a trine to natal Venus by sign and the natal Venus star point by sign. They're all in water. Water is emotion, what we embody in our emotions. And while we've got lots of fire and lots of air to deal with in the next several months, we can ground with the current Capricorn star point that's in an earth sign. It's in the sign of the second house for the US chart, which is about our values. So we're grounded.
The caterpillar really does not know that it's going to become a butterfly. Like, it doesn't have a thought like, gee, this will be different when I'm a butterfly. and it's like that some of us might be still in that late stage caterpillar phase. Some of us might be already zipped up, becoming this gooey green oatmeal shit in the chrysalis.
Yeah.
Dissolving, which, right, like, we think of it as this beautiful process, and it is, but it's it's a death.
I love what you're bringing, I mean, in through this imagery, because what is the consciousness of the caterpillar? We don't know, but it's in the moment, right? And
Right.
so it has this experience of dissolving, of not knowing, of like, wow, this feels different, and we don't know what's coming, but that doesn't mean we're not creating it.
Correct. Because inevitably, with all the factors that, need to be in play, this new shape will form inside the chrysalis. And we know that butterfly will then break through and come out in this new state, in this reincarnated state.
Neptune, in whatever house it has just entered Aries, has initiated a call. It is a spiritual call, a soul call, again, consciousness reaching this new level of awareness, seeking to be developed, seeking to kind of grow. And that coincides naturally with maybe new dreams, new realizations, new intentions, and new inner orientation. So that's the Neptune. We're kind of feeling that in our own ways. Then Saturn, as we've talked about now, is the kind of organizing force behind it, right? So it's the embodiment, it's that edgy feeling of like needing to practically show up and tend to this new reality. It's the kick in the butt in a lot of ways. It's the make sacrifices, pull up your sleeves, get over it and keep moving. So Saturn and Neptune in Aries, and whatever house it's coming up for you, is basically kind of prompting you and inviting you to embody a new vision, right, in that area of life, or to say it as Saturn would say, to be responsible to a new dream.
Crying and and it was just like, dude, there's nothing wrong with you. Could you stop crying about it? And you're 30 something years old. And it was like, oh. I was just, I knew, I was conditioned to feel sorry for myself in a way. Not that I had a reason to, right? I don't want to be harsh to anybody, but it didn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And that's what this Aries energy says is you're going to carry that around for the rest of your life, or are you going to get on with it? And that was a gift to me, because I was like, wow, he's right. I'm the one carrying this around.
And you saw that new possibility in that moment, that it opened a door for you to see things differently. Well, and
I think that's the energy we're in. I think that life, and do I think that this is all going to be super easy and all that? No, I actually think it's going to be very challenging. But I think that we are going to have so much more focus and clarity that it's going to feel less challenging, because it's more energizing, because we're actually accomplishing something rather than swimming around in a bunch of tears.
Yeah, right. I was saying something the other day about how it's just harder to see that impact. It's like, well, I took this action. Did it land anywhere? I don't know. Right.
Oh my gosh. Right.
Yeah. Now it's going to feel different. It's going to be and I'm actually seeing, a lot more clarity already, just in the way that people are talking. It's like, oh, no, this is a hard boundary.
Sorry.
Hi, butt of my cat.
Sorry, let me add. And again, with this disillusionment that many of us are experiencing right now and will continue to experience, it's not necessarily failure. It's just, again, when the illusion falls away. And Neptune squared Neptune that's what we can expect. You may feel, I don't know who I am anymore. The dream I was chasing doesn't feel right. The systems that I previously trusted aren't holding any longer. The work or the career that I've built for myself may feel misaligned. And so a lot of people are experiencing that as we speak. And so it's not a bad thing. It's an opportunity for an awakening. It's not necessarily a collapse.
Yeah.